Killjoy as well, making her debut here. This time around, and no Killjoy for the boys on Gen.G. And on the opposite side, for C9, Tens, he's going 3 series straight with the Reyna. He's committed to this one.
Wow, we get
3 games, rather.
We get no Sage at all. That's awesome to see. Now, I'm really curious to see how this open is going to look.
No Brim either.
Oh, wow. That's really interesting. Yeah, just the omens on either side for those longer lasting smokes. Okay, so we have the initial bathrooms tension. Both teams wanting to make sure that they show presence there. Neither of them want to give it up for free. They're obviously picking opportunities, and there is what would normally be a Brim smoke, but as you mentioned, there is no Brim, and the Boombot will go through to see if they voided the position afterwards. And unfortunately, they will lose the Boombot and not really for that much value. And we already talked about how valuable the Boombot is. But with that said, a full rotation towards the B side of the map here, looking for that B hit. And all there is a Cypher on the lonesome.
And that is not unusual. Cypher, ever the loner, likes to play separate of everyone else, has a lot of value with the camera. Camera is going to be placed, though. Does Shinobi get vision? No. So the camera is placed just outside of Hookah there.
Retake cam. Cypher must live so that camera can win them the round with the retake info.
There we go. So they're going to push right in. Michaela is going to get cut off there. Does manage to pick up 1 kill inside. Gets the second one as well. That was going to be thanks to some of that intel that he was able to get with his trap wires. Mitch trying to force players back, but they know exactly where they're going to be. The camera is still going to be active too, by the way, DDK, and they did not deal with that, and they got some more information regarding where they're going to be located. The push comes in, though, and there goes the shorty. Connects with Vice. 2 kills for Mitch as he's hanging on the back. Finally will get cut down to size. Relics inside of the corner, and that will be a retake for Gen.G through the defensive side, right onto the doorway. Even and I think you highlighted it perfectly. The camera. They never dealt with that camera, so they knew exactly what they were going to be going into.
Yeah, this is one of the most important things about if you're a Cypher player is knowing how to set your cameras up for retakes. And given the fact that we're seeing a blind A stack, so that because they wanted to play the B site as a retake site by design. You can see that if you go A, you against 4 players. If you go to B, we have this very dangerous camera. And this is so cool too, because if you are playing the retake, the Cypher must live. And we can see the trip that protected him, someone fell into it because that's a common spot where smokes will go, which will conceal the trip. And then that gives you the Cypher vision, so he gets an easy free kill. So beautiful setup. I hope a lot of people copy that, because that is a great bread and butter B retake setup for Binds.
He used essentially the enemy's own utility against them and benefited from that one greatly. Gen.G up here at the start of this game. The anti-eco now. What are going to be the choices that are made here for Gen.G is Cloud9 as well. They don't have the comfort of those Brim smokes to fully carpet the site with smokes, right? So that I'm quite curious as to how they're going to look to tackle this one. They also don't have a Sage Wall to cut off the site, right? Or maybe even prevent players from coming in lamps. So they got to use what they have. I could see them maybe forcing out forcing out with the paint shells and also pushing them back alongside with that recon dart. It is going to start out really nicely, though, for Gen.G as Mikhail inside of his own cyber cage yet again. And that is just clean. They sweep them out of that A site.
And this is one of the interesting things. You don't have a... So having the extra smokes, like let's say if you had the Omen and the Brim, is really nice because you can use the free smokes to deny information, to keep that pressure on the defaults. It allows you to play fast rounds, slow rounds, create presence, where maybe, just to keep the other opponents in the dark for as long as possible. But because they only have the Omen smokes, and they have no Sage Wall, and they have no Brim smokes, Omen kind of has to do a lot with his smokes there. We can see that could be an issue, in some of these set pieces, where normally the Brim smokes and the Sage Wall will be relied upon to get the spike planted.
Oh, I like the aggression on B-Long. No one is going to be there, but they do hear that curveball played out. That might give them some comfort to know that they can get inside of this A site, but the problem still continues to persist for them. They really don't have much in the way of blocking whatever vision and information they're going to be able to benefit out of this Gen.G. Cloud9 working on A short. Watch out for the shower too. There's nothing to hold back Mitch in Shower, so you can continue to push this one out. The only thing will be a commitment from Mitch that Mikhail will connect with because he knows exactly where Raze will be.
One of the things here as well, sorry to interrupt you, Golden Boy, is that Gen.G know that, or they should know that Mitch has the ultimate as the Raze. So Raze showing presence towards the A site is causing a stack because they're anticipating, like, why would you lurk with the guy that has the ultimate that's going to entry for you?
And he's going to send a nade to continue to put more pressure. Even if he doesn't get a kill with that nade, it's going to put some fear into them that the push might be coming in with 20 seconds remaining. Meanwhile, on B site, the only thing there that's working out for them is the camera. And a fake TP too, but no one really takes that bait. Oh, there comes Mitch as he pushes onto the site solo by himself. Does manage to find one player. It's only going to be him, though. He has to worry about Mitch just trying to back away. They'll get that spike down nicely on B. They have to clean up Mitch here, and they finally, mission accomplished. They do get that task done. They needed to kill him, or else that could have been a real problem for them to deal with. Now, though, with the spike down, the retake coming in potentially, but at this point it's going to be quite challenging given that TenZ has a great angle here inside of the hookah, and they still have a lot of utility to work around with. All four members are going to be tucked inside, and he's going to be killed quickly, but TenZ gets out of there, and then Shinobi gets a kill too, so TenZ is still very much in this fight and very much a problem for Gen.G to deal with. It's only going to be Mikhail. He has been great so far in this matchup, but with that spike time dwindling down, that is C9 getting a round on the board, and that is why Reyna is so good.
It is so mad that TenZ is able to live there because of the fact that he is exactly that he's playing Reyna, and just losing this first kill. Oh my god!
Look at that!
Unbelievable!
That was so sick! Oh man, that was so good.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Because now you just put them on the back foot, right? They have no choice. They got to commit. They have no time. Like, they have to push this. And because TenZ is still alive, that continues to put more fear in them. Well done by Cloud9 now. An interesting round 3, to say the least. Boombot has been used out. The flash is through. Vice gets the kill, and Vice gets 2 kills out of this one. He's continued to be stupendous in this series. I've loved every minute of watching Vice play. Exactly what we needed to see out of him. Now Cloud9 will be able to take B site. The only players left alive, the Sova, as well as Omen and Phoenix in the back on defender's side. They don't have any options. They don't want to give up their weapons. They're just going to have to concede this.
Yeah, as you say, nothing else that they can really do. And I love the idea from Gen.G there. They're trying to use the operator there with Win to try to get that opening pick. They know that the Boombot's coming in, so they have the Cypher there that's able to destroy it, which always puts the question as to, you know, what's actually happening in hookah. Are they playing defensively or not? And then out swings the operator. But just the readiness there from Cloud9 to anticipate that that's the first point where aggression could happen, and they have the protocols to deal with that, and then they can just won the round off of it. Because there's no response. If you go down 3 versus 5 like that right at the beginning of the rounds, and your economy is like this, that's it. So just off of that very simple kind of Boombot play and the good protocols to defend the aggression, that's it. That's the round, and what a big round to win for them as well. Because at this point now, Gen.G is starting to get onto the back foot. They need to win this round, or else their money is beyond saving. And C9 will really take a huge grip of this game.
Trying to think about, like, because also if Gen.G had maybe ran a Sage, they might have been able to stop this this aggression from Cloud9. But now that they're in the trenches, they got to make do with the composition that they have. They need to figure out a way to stop this. And you're not going to stop this if TenZ is doing exactly what he needs to do. 2 kills out of the gate there. He's also going to get some overheal too. He's right back into fighting form as 150 HP to work with. Only player left inside of there is the Omen, who's basically just going to be in an island by himself. And, you know, A side is available. They can just go right into that, plant, and success.
Yeah, again, it's the same situation, losing against the initial exchange for, like, battling for control. And I respect that with Gen.G, they're trying to make sure that they maintain control. And they went to do that by using the Omen's Paranoia, having a setup to throw that Paranoia through to market and to swing with it. But again, they just are on the losing side of that exchange, and that's a wrap again. Now, a lot of teams will want to control hookah, but they won't necessarily go for that aggressive of a peak. They'll force you as the attackers to commit further into the hookah, as opposed to what we're seeing here. And I think one of the reasons that you can do that is if you're running a Sage, it gives you options to shut that choke point down really effectively with the ice wall, with the slows.
Exactly.
So it makes it a little bit easier. But I think Gen.G feel, because they don't have a composition that's more effective at that, they're looking to go more aggressive, which is fine, but right now it's not working out. It's definitely higher stakes gameplay.
Well, if you're betting on blue, you're betting right, as C9, they managed to get 3 rounds, taking the lead here at the early game. TenZ opening that round up with 2 kills, just stopped any momentum that Gen.G could have possibly created from that aggression. Now, we'll see what they'll do as they're back to the drawing board on defense, deciding where they're going to want to position player 1. And I think a swap is coming in too. Setups have also been done. I play 1 Cyber Cage in mid. They're going to use that boombot again. Okay, so he knows that no one's going to swing that with the molly down. Hot hands in play. It ticks for a decent amount of damage, and he holds that off for the time being, but they lose out on the boombot. Meanwhile, though, Mitch is going to continue to harass inside of hookah on the opposite side of the map. Here's Effie's just pushing them back as much as possible, stalling them with these shock darts, but they're going to take control here of Shower.
Yeah, it's a really important battle.
Oh, that was huge.
Effie's will be forced off the closer positions, and the orb will go the way of Cloud9. And B long control is now being taken. The information's being gained. Mitch is in a position to control short B. So this does allow a rotation back to B for the likes of for Cloud9, if that's what they choose to do. And given all the presence that they've shown towards Showers and the amount of players, they can assume that A will be stacked more heavily, and we know also that Gen.G got info on B long. So right now, Gen.G should be anticipating A, and we can see that the push is coming back towards the B site for C9. They're banking on the fact that that early pressure created that rotation.
Oh, that's problematic.
Oh, they're faking it, actually.
Oh, Shinobi still gets a kill there. Mitch is going to jump right into the site. And that is just going to leave Huynh to be in the back by TP room. Player 1, though, with that kill, he actually slows him down just a touch there. Player 1 not able to get that kill. Instead, it is going to be TenZ with only a few seconds remaining. The spike is down, but he's going to be in a really rough spot. Has to teleport out of that potentially. There goes that neural theft activated now as Mitch is in the back. Had to reload, and Gen.G managed to hold down the fake. And they will get their 3rd round on the board, but geez, that was a bit of a scattered round there, DDK.
Yeah, I really liked what Cloud9 did, even though they lost the rounds. I think the flow of the round was really cool, just opening up with that Shower's presence. It looked very threatening. They know that that has to be respected, that rotation goes to A because of that. Then they cut noise for enough time that then they could also have already rotated back to the other site.
Yeah.
They initiate the attack. They throw the Omen smoke. Omen is on the Shower's position, but Omen smokes B. The global smokes try to really sell that fake and deny information for as long as possible. So like, the way they played the round, I think, was excellent, but Gen.G, they're just a very skilled individual, so they can always fight their way back out of a bad situation. They did that very well that last round.
Well, now we're going to get a spread out here for C9. No one really looking to apply pressure inside of the Showers. Meanwhile, actually, it will be answered back instead by Gen.G. GMD continuing to play around this. Oh. I like that play. It's just all these fake TPs, man. It's just, you don't really see that all that much, right? I was just thinking about that before when you just kept going back and forth. It's pretty, you know, it's just heads up. It's not something you really get to see all the time, though. Vice now with that first kill. He's going to give them some leeway here on B, but be on the lookout for player 1. Okay, so player 1 now with the paranoia, but GMD's anticipating the push starting to come through here. What a shot. Might actually be able to get the second one too. The player did not commit to it because that Lear was taken down. And then Mikhail from the distance. Headshot on TenZ.
And into the 2v2, 40 seconds, and it will decide to plant inside the container. Oh, Hunter's Fury. Oh, no, the tag. Oh, can't quite find the second follow-up. It's a bit of a delay, just to delay that plant. That would have given Mikhail time to move around, but this cage is keeping him at arm's length for now. It will finally dissipate after 7 long seconds of Mikhail as he creeps forwards. They don't seem to have any idea that he's here. They're focused on the spawn position, giving Mikhail everything that he needs to get the jump on the remainder. And now they know precisely where Shinobi is. Effys will finish him, and that is a beautiful, beautiful 2v2 there from Gen.G. And given how things have been going, it couldn't have been more needed. And I got to throw the respect back to GMD. Lethal stuff there on the incoming flying rays. Look at this. Oh, that is so, like, if you don't get the instant kill on rays, your recoil will take too long to reset to accurately be able to kill the second player. So GMD had to hit the headshot in the first couple bullets on a flying rays. So that's pretty epic.
Yeah, it was. It was.
That's pretty epic.
You need to hit the shot. You need to land it. And they managed to do it. Now, double ops here for Gen.G. They did this on split, and there wasn't really much of an opportunity for C9 to punish this. So if they do this again, it will be quite problematic here that they will need to just look to apply some presence. Where they're going to be here. So one op's going to be located in showers, and the other one's going to be playing a bit longer here. And Effys is holding this angle, no respect. He's just waiting it out, see if anyone wants to poke in. They do get the intel, though, that one player is going to be there.
Drone up short to clear some of these close positions. He spotted the camera there, so he pinged the cam. Really important information.
I think he may have heard Cypher too. So I would imagine that they're just going to drop back. Two players are going to be there. Hwin beaten up, 72 HP. Will be able to stay alive here. And has to bounce out. Can't hold that angle any longer because the paint shells force him out of that position. Look for Relics though, and then Hwin, he gets right back into Hookah, but now they have an opportunity to push up, and then Mitch will get the kill out of that one. While he's flying in though, GMD's in the back. They know exactly where player one's going to be located. GMD, oh boy, goes into the site. Even with the knowledge that player one was still there, GMD, with the run it back, secures himself one kill. That's going to be ultimate value from that ultimate ability. Now they know that with all that activity, everything focused on on B site, they can go over toward A. They saw that the Omen was there. They saw that the Phoenix was there. The only question mark for them was the Sova. Now that they have this spike down, they simply just need to play around for one another. But this first kill, this is going to be very important here for C9 if they manage to pick this one up. And the fact that it's Tens and Relics still alive is problematic for Gen.G.
Yeah, you have to get, Rex has to get that kill, that first kill here. He's actually committed in a very committed position, gets that first kill, and now he can fall back, and he's got that U-Haul presence, and they're going to have to just charge in 1v1 in these choke points, and you can see how powerful it is. Relics will finish it off. Great team play, played it perfectly, knew exactly what he had to do, and executed it correctly, and that's a wrap. Even though it's a 3v2, C9 played it so well that it didn't matter.
Also a credit to Tens there as well, because he had pushed out and he empressed, but the play was really just getting Relics that kill. He was holding the angle. He wanted them to put the attention over toward Tens. That's exactly the move that he needed Gen.G to do, and they went right into it, thus tying this one up here after losing 2 straight. But a methodical matchup between these two teams. And we're getting so far. No activity on B long. Instead, you'll get some love over by Showers in the A short. And look at Hwin. He's waiting for that opportunity. He's on top of this truck. He is just, you know, chopping at the bit to get their shot off if they try and cross and get reckless.
You can see Hwin is kind of jiggling his mouse a little bit. That's just to kind of keep himself fresh and just reset himself every so often. When you're holding cold angles like this, it can really slow your reaction time down, so you keep kind of refreshing it, keeping your visualization up to make sure that you have the quickest reaction speeds possible. And he does have this bait set up. You can dash away after taking the shot, and then they'll fall into the Phoenix that is right next to Hwin. GMD there, ready with the flashbang, with the curveball to punish anyone who will try to punish Hwin. So there's a nice little setup. It's a 2-man setup though. They are going to be in a lot of trouble here, Golden Boy.
Yeah. Well, GMD's down, and now they know exactly where Huynh is. Player 1 in the back of the cubby. They're going for B now. They've got all the information that they possibly could have, and it's up to Mikhail as well as Effie's. Effie's dies quickly, though. Tens is still alive as he went right... Oh, man, that is another instance of that Reyna just being so critical for them because he had to wait for him to get out of that state, that intangible state, so that he can shoot him in the face. But instead, it's going to be Tens who benefits from that one. Now it's just Huynh all alone at A site. Spike is down. That's it. The round is done. C9, they just did everything right, and they're going to benefit with a 5th round win.
Yeah, C9 are doing such a good job at just, pulling and picking Gen.G all over the place, like making them think that it's one side, forcing a rotation, having the presence of the map because of the way that they're defaulting to give themselves the option to rotate back while still keeping presence in that original location where they created all of the threat that forced the rotation, which makes it really impossible because even if something goes poorly towards the other side, they can always reset back to the other side. So there's always all of the options available for Cloud9 at this point. And Gen.G, let's not forget, they tried to assert themselves aggressively at the beginning of this half, and they were losing rounds outright because of it. So right now they are since forced to play passively, and that's giving C9 all of these options.
Yeah, it was Mikhail. He was looking. He was waiting to see where that player was going to be because he could have actually jumped on top of the metal container there in the middle and maybe gotten the jump on him. So leaving the options fairly slim. I think we're going to get early aggression here with this op. He's going to go for it. Huynh, does he get the kill though? And instead, we'll find out where the Cypher is. Also some more intel as to the current location of where that raise is. Only player, though, with an ult right now will be the Sova, who they will certainly want to keep Shinobi strong in this one. And that play for the rocket launcher, great. They get everything they want. They use a Lear, but they're fine with that because now they're going to have a showstopper available for them. And they have to utilize this one to great effect. And certainly they will. There goes actually, there was going to be a satchel kill there from Mitch. Player 1, though, does manage to stop the rocket from being a factor in this round. He just tried to get around the corner and look to get any kind of look, any kind of play happen. But with their current situation, they're just, as far as weaponry was concerned, it left them with slim pickings. And it's going to be Huynh in a deja vu. Again, all alone by himself with an op.
And this was another great round from C9 just because we've seen a bunch of times where they pressure bathrooms, and it's really hard to tell if you're the defender what that pressure means because they've reset out of that pressure and just left a lurker there so many times. And so this time, just because you hear a Lear and you hear all these footsteps, that doesn't actually necessarily mean they're going to commit onto the A site. The difference here being, and I love this detail, the way that they used Hunter's Fury to initiate, because from the bathroom position, you're able to clear the triple boxes, you're able to clear behind the APC, the cubby positions. You're able to actually carve through a path by using that Hunter's Fury to control the information game and to force the issue, basically. So it's a really good answer, and it just goes to show that C9 are really well prepared on this map.
Yeah. Even if you don't get a kill with the Hunter's Fury, a tag is great. Even moving them out of the position as your teammates are starting to push onto the site, all that is value you get from that ultimate ability in a coordinated setup like they had. So now they will be able to buy guns. Huynh is, by the way, Huynh, you're doing good for yourself, buddy. Unfortunately, your team kind of struggling there, and it is 6-4. 2 rounds left here on the half. Huynh has held on to that op. You can't pry it off of his dead cold hands, apparently, DDK.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if that is going to be the case in this round. Another bathrooms engagement to start things off. Raze has been spotted with that boombomb multiple times, killing that Lear as they push forwards. Effie stands his ground for a triple, and that's going to lock it down. 2 versus 4 now for Cloud9. It's going to be hard to recover out of this one, but they have plenty of time to do so.
And they've been doing that shower play so much. You literally just highlighted how they've been going into showers consistently, and them investing a Lear into it. That doesn't ultimately matter because who knows, right? They could have been just doing that for the bait, for the rotation. There's a variety of things they could have done there, and now we got a little bit of a bait, a trick there from Relics to see if he can pull some attention over in his direction.
Yeah, fake TP, they're worried. They're slow clearing you right now because they thought that it's either towards APC or towards you. And Huynh with a better angle against Vice. That's really unfortunate. it's really cute with the fake TP. Ultimately, they are kind of grasping at straws to try to create some attention as they were rotating away towards the B site. But unfortunately, the spike was also towards spawn, so in the cave. So it was a bit too far away. Relics has a lot to do here. They've reclaimed U. There goes the paranoia towards that U position.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And that is RIP there for Relics. And there you go, 5-6. It feels like this makes me feel good because we've seen Gen.G come off the worst of these early run engagements so many times. Again, if we cast our mind back to the first few gun rounds, around the short B position. So it's good to see that they're able to hold on, and that is just glorious from Effys. No fear at all. I'm liking the pinging. Seeing lots of pinging here from both teams.
It tells you where they're going to be paying attention to, right? They're doing this again. Difference is, you aren't really going to see that from C9 here in this final round. Got a few ults online too for C9. Maybe that showstopper could be a difference maker here for them. No Sage, so if they lose the showstopper, if they end up dying, you ain't going to get that bad boy back. A Neuro Theft too, as that orb was grabbed. So he'll have 3 ults to mess around with C9. Hwin in a familiar spot as he will once again encounter Shinobi. And he's going to back this thing off here. There goes the showstopper. Does he get what he needs out of this? The fuse is ticking down, but he doesn't get the kill. It is going to force him back. Win is still going to be holding on to this angle, 60 HP. They have no choice here but to try and poke this one out. Vice does just that. Oh my god! Vice, what a shot out of him! He was flash. He was basically done, but he still manages to stay alive. Is it going to be enough, though, as Relics is inside of the site right now? He does have Spike. Locates a player in front of him, but he cannot land the shots, leaving only one player left alive, and it's Vice. He has been a hero in this game for Cloud9, but with an op, you're paranoid. You got 30 seconds remaining. They know exactly where you're going to be. Your options are slim to none. It was a good effort, and what a shot from Vice that was. But a credit has to go to Hwin for holding on to that position on B long and never really allowing them to freely take that.
Oh, not bad. And he's picked up a Phantom. He's going to keep this one alive. 10 seconds to go for the plant here. He may have to commit for it. Oh, he's coming off a bit. Oh, maybe there's a chance. You just think that maybe there could be a chance, but Effys is there to punish him. And that's 6-6 at the end of the first half. It feels like, for me, Cloud9 played slightly better, but strategically, you know, that was made up for by Gen.G being excellent as individuals.
I give Hwin all the credit in the world here because those 2 cloud bursts that he used was an attempt to try. That shot was stupid, by the way. Was an attempt to try and force back that one too. The B long, right? Or and just be like, okay, they moved around. They weren't really trying to pay attention to that. He didn't use Tailwind, so it could have just been a clean rotation over to Garden, but he still stayed there. He used his utility to bait them out and does manage to pick up a kill out of that one, and that just slows down whatever they were going to try and cook there on that B long. Now we switch sides, 6-6, par for the course on Bind. It's not the first time that we've seen something like that, where we get this dead even. And these 2 teams, man, they're playing so well. They're reading each other. They're going for the baits. They're just looking to punish. Everything has been gorgeously done from both Gen.G and Cloud9 here.
And now it's a different beast entirely as the teams switch sides, and looks like we're going to see Gen.G looking for that short and bathrooms play onto A. Again, it's so interesting to see that there's no Sage, and the Sage walls can be so defining on Pisser rounds, but we won't see those. Oh, the nade here. Where are they going to go? That's going to be meaty. Oh, the damage is huge from Mitch. He finds himself 2 kills off of that, and that's going to refresh the paint bombs.
No.
Oh my god, he's going to do him in as well. But that classic close range, and he's created so much time, so much damage. Mitch has just done everything.
Mitch on Raze. Did not think that was something I needed in my life, but I'm glad I got it. I ain't complaining. GMD in the corner now will have to deal with this Omen, but he was tagged up, so Relics will make quick work out of him, thus leaving Effys alone. 27 seconds. Spike still not down yet, though, but 2 HP. What a shock dart that was. Shinobi just simply needed to shoot him in the foot, and that was enough.
You know what's weird? Because I play quite a lot of Sova. When you're buying the shock darts, they're actually called shock arrows or something.
Yeah.
But then Sova says shock darts.
Yeah, chalk dart, actually.
Chalk
He says
darts.
chalk dart.
And I don't understand. Is Sober saying it wrong, or is it?
You know, man. Fair enough, man. That's
I don't know. It's just one of those things that I look at him like,
come on, Riot.
I need an answer for this.
Come on, Riot. Get your head out of your rare derriere. Okay, it's called Shock Dart. Anyway, moving on though to this next round of play, the anti-eco. As C9 tends with his trusty judge. Here we go. That's one, that's two, that's three. And Shinobi also got the shock arrow kill there, but it is going to be Relics who cleans up that round.
Oh, so gross. It's so disgusting, isn't it? Judge ripping him apart. 8-6 then, and it's going to be interesting to see if Gen.G get off to a good start on their attacking rounds as we start to see their defaults come into play.
The best part is the sound too, right? Like you just, it sounds so powerful.
Chunky.
It's chunky. That's the word. Thick.
Chunks of
At least
death.
5 C's on that thick, you know?
Yeah. Ooh, okay, so what are we going to see here? We'll have 3 players signed towards B here for C9. And a pretty heavy B-long start now. This is going to be interesting to see how this develops over time, if this becomes consistent. Because it's 3 for 3 here, defense and attack on this position. So the round could be won or lost here if one of these teams overcommits. Using the cam there to clear those close positions. Drone comes through as well to clear positions also, and they can walk behind the drone, trying to make things as safe as possible. And look at this beautiful presence of mind. They don't go too deep. They know that a play can be made by the opponents to retake the position as they're walking up. You never want to get caught walking up a position. And that paranoia is gone now, so that means that the defense has to fall back. So right now, this is a great push and pull that Gen.G are winning. They're winning this tug of war towards B long.
They got the camera out. They got positioning here in Garden. Vice is just playing the stall game here. The trap wire, cyber cage should be able to get him 1 kill with the angle that he's playing if they decide to push this. GMD's baiting this, but Relics does manage to pick up the kill as he was on that further angle back. So once he died, they sent it right into the TP, but they're going to be going into that grenade that has not been used yet. I would imagine there's no world, and that's the nade, so it forced them back. They know exactly where they're going to be. More stall coming in here. You don't want to try and get on top of that satchel. It still does a decent amount of damage. Mitch, he's going to cave all the way back here, give up a little bit of space, but it is going to be good enough for him to just go right back onto the site now. And Mitch, final kill. Gen.G, despite them getting the plant, they weren't really going to get much out of that post-plant situation. It was a bit scattered. They didn't take out the targets. Cloud9 go up 9-6.
I really liked the idea from, I think it was Relics, who touch the cage to try to bait out utility. I think that was really cool to see. I think it's kind of sad from his perspective because the idea was so good that he gets instantly sprayed down through that cage. But we saw that plan B where they go through the teleporter almost actually working out. But if, as you mentioned, if not for the raise and the ability to delay with that utility, it's, I mean, if it was like let's say a brim smoke, they would have just run through that.
For sure.
But because it's specifically raised, there was no answer and it delayed too much. And now we're on to pistols.
Have to respect it. This is looking great for Cloud9. Gen.G on an eco, trying to just yank something away here. Anything, any kind of plus, if they can get some kills, spike down, get back into this game. That blaze wall is going to go down, but there's only going to be one player there waiting for him. It's Mitch. And Mitch sends the grenade out. It's actually going to do some decent damage there. And a good try to just fly in front of his base when Vice, though, while all the scuffle was going on, you got 10s in the flank, too. Oh, he's got 1. He's going to get the planter, 2. He gets 3. Oh, what a play from 10s. On the flank, unawares, and gets that 10th round win.
And we can talk about some meta stuff real quick. So the fact that U-Haul was completely for free is because people are so afraid of the jet dash updraft with the shorty, and because it's just very difficult to stop, and so you don't want to give the opportunity to the other team to do that, which means that you as the attackers, you know that U-Haul's going to be free in those rounds. Most likely it's going to be totally free. So I love how they played off of that information within the meta to get them closer to a plant and a possible round win. If not for that flank, could very well have happened.
Ooh,
and Mitch is he's stepping up on the second half. That is to be sure.
Yeah, he does not care whether or not you're a jet player that can tailwind out. He'll find the mark. Mitch has been on point this game. I think it's just been a great display from C9 on defense. They have just a lot to work with. Even with the Phoenix, we haven't really seen that be a defining factor for Gen.G, whereas the presence of the Raze and Reyna combo has been felt pretty much instantly. Some players are going to be inside of this hookah.
So Gen.G are running into some problems. I'm going to describe them after this round is done here. We'll have to see if they can shoot their way out of this situation. Looks like Mikhail will be able to do just that. Taking down TenZ from B-Long. Reclaiming B-Long is extremely important, but it looks like the damage is still being exchanged between these two sides. And so 2 versus 2 on this B side. Vice has made his way across. Still has a cage to work with as well if he wants to, but he's going to catch Mikhail making his push forwards. And now it's all up to player one, and it's not looking all that good in this position. He's going to try to make a dash for it. Just one ultimate point away from the TP. That's unfortunate for player one.
Yeah, and now he will go over toward A and should be able to get this spike down, but they still have Cypher left alive, and I think they will get some vision. Yeah, there it is. The cyber cage is out, so good try there. Also, the rocket play too. Oh man, that hurts. That hurts. And I think that was just a smart use of the rocket. Sure, some could argue you want to save that, just use the guns, but you're getting so close to winning. You also have a lot of ults available to you too, that in case something goes bad, like, hey, Neural Theft should be able to give you information. Or TenZ, who's been slaying this game with Empress, will open up an opportunity for you. So they will just shut that one down, no risk, and all the reward.
And one thing I'm really liking too from C9 is they're shutting down B-Long a lot more, and there's a really good point about that I don't have time to make right now. We're going into the next round, and we do have a lot of short presence coming through here for Gen.G. And short B aggression. That means that C9 know exactly where all of the players are of Gen.G. Gen.G have to shoot their way out yet again.
It's like an action movie in DDK's mind. I like it.
Yeah, this is going to be really difficult. There's so much knowledge right now for Cloud9 to play with.
Okay, they got the clear on the immediate right, but they're not going to invest into this one. Maybe Huynh can go into the cubby, but the moment he does and gets one kill, that's it. He'll get traded out instantly by Omen. And Relix is waiting for that opportunity. And he's also got high ground now because he teleported on top of the truck. So even if he was to tailwind and dash out, he gets nothing.
Yeah, there's a lot of time that's been wasted here. I like how this is being played right now. Beautiful peak. Cloud9 are playing this so perfectly at this point. And although that one player on B-Long is sending 2 players out of the A site to rotate, so actually maybe after all C9 are misreading the situation. Mitch has been discovered. He's in so much trouble with this operator. Can't do a single thing when at least is traded. And that's actually not a bad result. They still have time to retake this and have position.
Yeah. Oh, a few more shots from Vice actually is going to be good for putting that Sova down to critical HP. Relix is looking to take as much space as possible, but unfortunately for him, as he jumped on top of the bench, he'll end up dying there, leaving now TenZ in this 2v3 alongside with Vice. Both players who have been on fire so far. Vice does have a read that one player, at least one, is going to be inside of Lamps. It's actually going to be 2 players that he knows he has to handle as he saw that second one poke out. It's just going to be TenZ left alive here. Can TenZ do it? Tags one, is going to go right back for the bait again. Gets one kill. Does he get the second one? He knows he's going to be on top of the molly here, and he gets the kill. TenZ is going to bring this one at 12. He has time. I believe it's going to be very, very close, but he is good to go. Match point for Cloud9.
Oh, that's so brutal. That's so brutal for Gen.G. It felt like they should have had a way to win that post plant, but TenZ played it so confidently. And I wanted to make a point quickly about the way that one of the differences from C9's defense, they're putting a lot more emphasis on B long, which means that you're basically able to stop full commits to the B site because the attackers really do need to have some kind of long control, because if they don't, what happens is you as the defenders, you get to hold on to Garden, Octagon, and B long, and your rotation comes through spawn, giving the attackers nowhere to play their post plant except hookah, which is also can be retaken. So I love this difference from C9. It's generally a safer approach as opposed to Gen.G, who put a lot of emphasis on hookah, and without a Sage, we saw that wasn't working very well for them. Match point for Cloud9.
What a game this has been here for them. I mean, what a game across the board.
That deep smoke on B-Long is really annoying to deal with.
Yep.
It will finally go away.
Because now they have no idea, which they will need this drone to give them some intel. There goes a TP in the back now, looking... okay, that was a... Oh, he faked the TP. He faked the TP. Oh, I like that play. And look at all the cones, right? They're moving around. They have no idea now. That was a really smart play. I know it's just a TP fake, but that could actually be enough here to give them something to work with. Shinobi is going to go right inside. Does manage to get one kill against Twin. Looking for the second as well. Shinobi still going to be left standing here. Now it's going to be Relix's turn to join into the action. 2 players left, and that is going to do it just like that. Sweeping them out. 13-6. Cloud.